Well, chances are when you think of the cuisines of China, cheese does not come to mind. It simply isn't a part of traditional Chinese cooking. But times are changing.
Western foods are creeping in, and the Chinese are developing a taste for what the cheese-loving French call fromage. Seth Doane reports from Beijing.
He's something of a pioneer, not because of what he's making. After all, cheese dates back thousands of years. Rather, it's where he's making it, at a workshop on the outskirts of Beijing.
Cheese is not a big thing in China.
Cheese is not, it's a new thing.
The soft-spoken Liu Yang learned about cheese and cheese making in France. In Beijing, he's better known by his company's name, Les Fromagers de Pékin.
My goal is to teach Chinese people to eat cheese. And I hope more and more Chinese people will appreciate my cheese.
Cheese is starting to show up on menus here, but historically the Chinese simply didn't eat it. For starters, there wasn't much milk except in rural regions where cows and yaks roamed. The arrival of Western fast food chains in the late 80s and 90s put cheese on menus. And now at Beijing's Sanyuanli market, Les Fromagers de Pékin is on shelves. Saleswoman Yan Ling told us her sales tactic.
For
the first timer, I offer them something light, something with more of a milky flavor, she says. They normally accept the taste and buy it. That's not how shopper Crystal Han remembers her first taste. It was stinky, barely edible, she tells us.
These cheeses will wind up in restaurants and hotels around Beijing?
Yeah.
Showing us his cooling room, Liu called racks of aging goat and cow cheese his treasure.
Who are your customers?
Well, in the beginning, most of my customers is most foreigner, maybe 90%. But now it's 50-50.
Cheese imports to China have been growing by roughly 25% each year. Most comes from New Zealand, then Australia, and the U.S.
Wow, delicious. Really very nice.
Liu, who let us try some of his treasures, says he gets the milk for his 22 types of cheese from local farms.
There have been so many milk scandals here. Is that bad for business?
Yes. Lots of my consumers ask me, where your milk from?
What's the answer?
I try to control my cheese milk quality.
He insists on visiting each farm to see how cows and goats are raised.
Very nice and very light.
At Beijing's Pinotage wine bar, we found patrons gingerly sampling cheese, sometimes passing on it altogether. Still, Liu sees a growing curiosity and taste for cheese here. In China, with its 1.3 billion people, that's an awful lot of potential customers. For CBS This Morning Saturday, Seth Doane, Beijing.
Those samplers don't look happy. They do not look like they're enjoying. I think it's a palate thing, though, because my parents never grew up really eating cheese, and I think even when I try to expose them to it, they're like, it's fine.
I have discovered life is not worth living without cheese.